And the sights and sounds of area come to life once again on this Monday evening. Every Monday night, it's league night in America for the Idk Player YouTube channel. From the week off to the great racing we had before, it's the longest race on the 2025 calendar. Welcome to the 2025 Area Southern 500. I'm John Ramos alongside Hunter Sleppy. Sleppy, a lot of great things to look forward to tonight as we bring it back to our studios here in Nashville, Tennessee. We got the throwback schemes on full display. We have a great car count ready to rock and roll. This is a day race. Things are going to be interesting, and some drivers have shown how important qualifying was in times past. I got to speak with others from Solar Flare and other teams on what the outlook is, what's the thing that they're most looking forward to heading to the green flag. What do you know that we don't know yet?
It's going to be a long race. This is usually our longest race of the season. It's our throwback weekend as well, so there's going to be a lot of throwbacks. Some guys that they'll run throwback schemes that'll catch the eye to some drivers, and some that'll make you wonder, was that even the throwback scheme? How long ago was that, or how recent was that? But yeah, usually we average about almost 2 hours in length from start to finish here at Darlington. Usually not too many yellows. We'll get about 6 or 7 in there. But this usually is our longest race of the season. It's 200 laps. It's Area's version of the Southern 500, and it's going to be interesting race for some because the winner could come from anywhere in the field. Back in Season 1, Nitrito won from the pole, and then all the way back in Season 3, Jake Nichols won from the 32nd starting position. So you don't really know who's got the car to beat until it gets late in the going. And 4 of the 6 times we went here, the driver that's won did not lead the most amount of laps. They only led, say, 9 laps, 32 laps, 11 laps, and then last season, 13 laps from Adam Cabot. So it's really a mixed bag. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You just got to be able to make it all the way to the end and then be in the right place at the right time.
Honestly, the greatest race of the year came from Homestead Miami Speedway, at least from what we saw behind the scenes watching the show live. But there's some things to know now rolling into the 7th week of the Area Cup Series. 1, Solar Flare has not claimed victory once this season. But number 2, how about James Scioli? He has attempted to run this race 4 times. And Hunter, guess what? He went on pole every single time he took the grid. Is it 5 for 5 tonight, or is there any other teams out there that are lurking, knowing that the long run is the way to go?
Well, he's got some competition within his own team as well. I mean, you got Seth Knoll as well, Jake Nichols. Those guys are still looking for their first win of the season. And even though we had an off week, still expect to see Jeremy Miller on his A game. And then even Connor Horn, who in your own e-ticket, your own Southern 500, he had a shot at the end until got passed right at the very end of it. But he knows a thing or two about getting it done. Has yet to bring it to victory lane this season, but still could be in a good position. Also, I mentioned Adam Cabot. He's still looking for his first win of the season, and he won this race last year, so expect those names to be up front. Also expect Jonathan Evans to make his presence felt at some point tonight.
I'm happy that you mentioned Connor Horn, because we were about to just get into that. Who has what it takes to go long term? Who has at least the experience here? Now, granted, Horn did that with the Gen 6. Attrition played a factor, and it could play a factor, and I think every single round we've seen so far this year with the Area Cup Series has given us something a little bit different, right? From the attrition in New Hampshire to the wildness of Homestead, Indianapolis on the strategy. Tonight, you expect it to kind of be a mixed bag with this egg-shaped racetrack. The next little question is, who else is like Connor Horn that has the tendency to run those long races outside of the Area Cup Series in different communities that can show up and show out? Because for some, they're used to those 80, 90, 100 lap races. To them, they would expect that to be lengthy. For others, those are more like sprints. And I'm looking up and down at maybe some of the Lucky Duck guys that tend to run in other communities that can go the distance of 200 laps.
Dylan Alt's going to have a pretty good shot too, although he'll have a drive-through to start this one out. If you recall from the last time out, we were live from North Wilkesboro. He was the cause of a couple of yellows, so he's got 4 incident points. So for tonight only, if he doesn't get any more incident points, then it'll be just tonight where he'll have to do a drive-through under green flag conditions at the beginning of this one. Also looking at Tanner Bethea, Blaze McKinney as well, and then Sam Brochu, at least To my knowledge, those are the only ones. Oh, and Philip Groner as well. They are here, and they have drive-thrus to serve, so qualifying's not even going to matter for them, but still, something's better than nothing, so we might see some of those guys take it a little bit light on qualifying.
You got interesting ones to know. Right off the bat, we talked about how Solar Flare hasn't had a win this year, at least from what we can see, soon to be the viewers. Jake Nichols, Seth Knoll, they sit 1 and 2 with just about 4 minutes remaining here in final practice. Darlington, very unique, but we still have more weeks to come. May 5th, Chicagoland. Then we go back to a short track there with Martinsville. This next gen's going to be a little bit interesting in the fact when I was speaking with drivers, first thing they talked about, honestly, was the tire wear, and in reality, how that right front is going to wear very, very heavily. You don't have many races left. Come to think about it, on the regular season side, yes, this is round 7 of 17 for the whole entire season, but round 12, I mean, it's not that far away. Who can hold on to that right front the most to see that checkered flag? What did you hear on the strategy side? Others have also mentioned the pit window being 65 to 70 laps and the opportunity of some green flag pit stops.
Yeah, at some point we're going to have green flag stops. I mean, it's happened in the past. Some guys are expecting to just run it out and see how long they can go. Possibly try to stretch it to where they could maybe just do a 2-stop only and not have to worry about doing more than 2 stops, but I don't think that's going to happen. Tire wear is going to be a big deal. I mean, we've seen it in the past. We'll see it again where guys 20, 25 laps in on a run, they'll start fading to the back, and then others will preserve the tire, kind of like Jake Nichols. I keep mentioning him. He's one of those who knows he knows what he's doing. Like, he'll preserve the tires and he'll be up front towards the end when it matters, at the end of the run. So Jake Nichols, I think, has got a pretty good shot at doing just that. For the most part, everybody else is just trying to get back into the rhythm of things. Some of these guys, they've been away from their sims for quite a while, so this is a refresher race for some.
Early in the day, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Eric W. was wondering what your pick is going to be. Read him down in the live chat below. Hunter, who do you see go to victory lane?
I think Jake Nichols is going to be the one to steal the show. I mean, he's won here before as well, Season 3 and Season 4. He's the only driver that's won this race more than once. The other ones, Nate Trito, Ryan Hartz, they're not here anymore. Connor Horn won back in Season 5, then Adam Cabot in Season 6. They'll probably give him some competition, but I expect the 73 to enter the second half of the regular season on the right track and looking to take names.
Bingo. Going to be a lot of fun. Final moments before we get trackside. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Want to say thank you to everyone that's tuned on in. Lucky Duck went ahead and dropped down a gifted membership. Very grateful for that one indeed. As we continue to look, wonder, and think. New winners, can they come up? Do we continue to see possibly repeat winners? Time will tell. Playoffs, playoffs, playoffs. I know that's what a lot have been thinking. Driver-wise, it may not be that way. Love these throwbacks. Hunter, we have time. Who should we interview?
If he's here, let's talk to Jeremy Miller.
Jeremy Miller. We're going to go ahead and find him. If you could see him, go ahead and drag him on in. We're looking through all the chats, and that's something that's a little bit interesting. We didn't have as many drivers in chats until, I want to say, about 30 minutes leading up. You said Jeremy Miller. Let's go ahead and drag him in. Miller, John Ramos, you got a copy. And he may be away from his keyboard. Let's try it again. Miller, John Ramos, you got a copy. No Jeremy Miller. Oh, man. We got some nice paint schemes out there. We should probably talk to someone with a nice throwback. What about Curran?
Michael Curran?
What do you think?
Let me see if he's here.
He is.
He's
Lucky
here.
Dog. Let's go ahead and chat with him. Curran, John Ramos, you got a copy. And we're going to try one more time. Michael Curran, John Ramos, you got a copy. Oh, I think he's trying to speak. We just can't hear him. Hunter, can you hear him?
I don't hear him at all.
No. Oh, 0 for 2. Man, not good. We're down to 16 seconds before we have to go trackside, so not able to hear from any drivers. Hopefully when we have the warm-up, we get to go ahead and hear from some indeed. But Darlington going to be a blast. We're going to be calling out all the throwbacks. Already see Connor O'Kresick with a Tony Stewart throwback. I believe that's to his 2010 Office Depot back to school livery. A lot awaits here tonight. From the Darlington Raceway, I'm John Ramos. That's Hunter Sleppy. You're watching the Area Cup Series live on the IDK Player YouTube channel as we get to set the grid. Drivers go into the back so we know, Hunter, who is everyone that walks away with a penalty today?
Let me go ahead and double check that because there's a lot of names on here that they've got EOLs and some have drive-throughs. So EOLs, well, Jake Matheson's not here. Ford Martin, not here as well. Philip Groner's here. He'll have a drive-through. Jonathan Evans will have an EOL. Same with Kwame's. Actually, neither of those guys are here. Dylan Alt mentioned him with the drive-through, so he'll have to start in a pretty deep hole to try to dig himself out of. Ben Pierce with the EOL. Dinner Bethea with a drive-through. Lee Norton's got a EOL. Same with Reese Schaefer. And then drive-throughs for Sam Brochu and Blaze McKinney.
Interesting indeed. From the back to the front, to the back to the front for some. Not many really kicking it up just yet. Sam Brochu with that 90, I believe that's a Dogecoin throwback, is sitting on pit road. Some not going out right away. Weishart elects to head out now. Adam Cabot, you see him on the thumbnail with that number 17 throwback. He works his way to the high banks at 3 and 4. Couple Toyotas, more Fords, at least visible from the left side of your screen. Jonas Schinuberger. Put down their time. Garrett Grant goes 6. With Springer back in the 4th position. Ed Robertson to 7th. Jonathan Evans top of the board and comes to a close. Travis Beckner to P4. Ryan Swan has yet to find his way onto the speedway. There's David Weishart. Moose, Schaefer, Seth Knoll, a Burger King throwback, and Dylan All joining in. So, I gotta ask, is he the 47 or is he the 3?
He should be the 47 still.
Listen, a couple times he's been joining with the number 3. We know the overlays keep saying the number 47. Now, by chance, is there a penalty if they don't join with the right scheme or the right number?
I think they have until this weekend to go back to the 47.
Oh, okay. Interesting indeed. Jonathan Evans goes top of the board. We continue to line on in. Brandon Bowie, no time just yet. Seth Knoll, no time. Lee Norton. Norton looking to go green. Locke coming back from the Alabama 500 that we did have just a couple days ago. That was Friday night. Norton will go ahead and pull it this side. James Scioli, let's keep an eye on him. He's 4 for 4 on going pole here at this racetrack. Every single time he has attempted to run the Southern 500 for the Area Cup Series. Do it again. That's what we're all going to be wondering. And the drafty car throwback, I believe that is to Robbie Gordon. What do you think? You think he's going to do it? He's going to have to go ahead and jump off from Dylan All. Alt's best at 28.979.
Looking at it, like I mentioned, he's got the drive-through, but I mean, qualifying will show that he's got good speed. Same with
and he
Jonathan
does.
Evans, he'll have the EOL.
James Scioli, top of the board, and the drive for 5 is still alive. Can anyone else go ahead and beat his time? Scioli's time to beat now at 28.889. Yes, Dylan All mentioned was quick time, but still has that drive-through penalty. Scioli on the road for 5. What is with this place and that driver? I think we have to go ahead and speak to him.
Might as well.
We're going to go ahead and find Scioli here in just a moment. Scioli, John Ramos, couple seconds left. 5 in a row. You have gone on pole here with the Area Cup Series at Darlington. What makes this track so good for you when you're setting down a hot time?
I don't know, to be honest. I've just always liked this track, you know, super high wear, super difficult to drive. So I kind of have always gravitated towards tracks like this. And honestly, I was a little bit nervous. You know, Jake hit me with that stab before we started qualifying. So I was a little bit worried, you know, going into it that I might not be able to hit the lap. But honestly, just track cooled down a little bit and ripped up, and I just felt really, really good. Just no big loose, no big tight.
All right, well, you got about 5 minutes to go ahead and warm up. Now you're in race mode, right? Some of those guys that were qualifying pretty high with you, they're dropping to the back. They're not going to have the opportunity to duel with you because of penalty, but it's a 200-lap race. How do you keep that car out front?
Yeah, just gotta capitalize on the initial restart and just kind of hope that I can get some clean air, and then honestly from there it's just hope for some long runs. You know, just don't want to have cautions at weird times and try not to play a tire strategy game. Just honestly just hoping for super long green flag runs where tire safety comes into play, and hopefully I can just kind of use the clean air to my advantage there and skate away into the sunset.
I'm gonna go ahead and name off some drivers that have won. Bailey Turner, John Hall, Alt has 2. Logan Clampett, Peyton Howell, your team has yet to claim victory. If it doesn't happen at Darlington, hypothetically doesn't happen at Darlington, what's next on the schedule that you would say, yeah, Solar Flare, we're going to go out and get one, and we're going to punch our ticket to the playoffs?
I mean, honestly, with the lineup of drivers that we have, I feel like we could win any week. You know, we're 3rd, 4th, and 5th in points. We've been up front at a variety of different tracks, so I think it's just kind of just a matter of catching some of the luck and just running a nice incident-free race. But I think honestly, any week, me, Jake, Seth, Phillip, any of us could come away with wins. So honestly, not too worried about that right now. Just with the way that we've been running, you know, just keep trying to stack some points and get playoff points that way through the regular season championship. But yeah, just honestly, just feeling really confident at this point in the season with our speed as a whole. So
Confident indeed. Good luck throughout the rest of this season. That's James Scioli. He's going to be leading us to green. Hunter, I'm feeling, let's see. What about Connor O'Kresick? Mainly because I love his throwback. I don't know what you grew up as. I grew up a Tony Stewart fan. And I'm telling you, I love that skiing. I didn't even iron a die cast that looks like that. What do you think?
Yeah, we can bring it up. For me, I grew up a Dale Jr. fan, so anything 8 or 88, massive fan.
Heck yeah. Connor O'Kresick, John Ramos, you got a copy. Let's see if we can go ahead and find him again. O'Kresick, John Ramos, you got a copy.
What's going on?
What's up, my man? 14, Tony Stewart throwback, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2010, back to school, Office Depot, Chevrolet.
You would be
Bang!
correct.
You know how I know that? Because I still am looking for that diecast. Still, I already told the viewers that. What elected you to run that scheme?
Man, we thought about doing it last year, and we were kind of on a time crunch. Ricky Slinger with Slinger Racing Graphics did a fantastic job on this car this year. We kind of thought about it and planned it out and qualified it way better than I have any right to have qualified with no practice. So we'll see what we'll see how it shakes out.
Are you a did you grow up a Tony Stewart fan?
Yes, I did. Funny story. So I was the number 14 when I started racing, and that was probably a year before Tony switched to the 14. But I've been a Tony Stewart fan since he was in the Gibbs 20.
Okay, because you know what I was going to do, right? If you said yes and you didn't add that extra, next time you were going to race in person, I was broadcasting it, I would see Connor O'Kresick, hey, you know why he's the number 14? And I was just going to go on. But it looks like I have to retract that a little bit.
No, so the real reason I'm the 14 is because the very first race I ever won in go-karts when I was 4, I was wearing a 14 football jersey. So I changed my number to 14 after that, and that was probably a year before Tony changed to the 14, but it all kind of worked out.
What jersey?
Was it AJ McCarron maybe? When he was at Alabama?
Okay, so it's a college
It was
football
long
jersey.
time ago. It was a college football jersey.
Sweet. Well, I think if you race the Southern Super Series at Nashville this week, I'm not sure if you are or not, or at least whenever the next time I see you, I think I may have to go ahead and mention it.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think we'll be at Nashville this week. We're trying to get the car better. I don't want to finish 12th again.
No problem with that. You're getting ready to go green here. You're -2, 1 second before you hit the grid. Okresa, good luck.
All right, thank you.
Now let's make sure we put him back in the right chat. Which chat were you in?
The SRP.
SRP, yes, sir. Hunter, interesting things, moments before heading to green flag. Final thoughts.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be slick. I don't know if it's going to be daytime the whole race. Usually this is a day transition into night, but this is daytime for the entirety. Then this should be interesting. I don't think we've ever done that. We've always had a finish under the lights, so a little something new for that. Looking forward to seeing Solar Flare going to be up and dominating. I still think it's going to be Jake Nichols that gets the job done, although James Skyley, like you mentioned, he's won all those polls here. Wouldn't surprise me if he goes victory lane as well. But I'm expecting Solar Flare to be on their A game tonight.
Going to be a lot of fun. 42 drivers taking the green flag. We're not going to have to guess who is being bumped in or out. So what you see on your starting lineup, minus the ones that are going to the rear, are going to be what you work with. So do keep in mind, every time we see someone go to the rear, the live chat should say, hey, they're going to the rear. Life Opstead dropping down the VIP pass saying, was rough to see Gavin Austin finish just short of his first e-ticket dub on Friday. Also, John, your Miami Heat are super cooked. Oh, do not remind me. We're getting ready to go green at 200 laps here at Darlington. Scioli, and others all lining up. And at least as of this moment, Hunter, I think you're right. This is going to be an all-day race. Some drivers are talking about the lack of night races here in that right front tire. The heat index, maybe it plays a bigger role than some may have others could have possibly not expected.
Yeah, I'll have to get some info when this race goes green and on what these guys think, because I was under the shouldn't say that, but I was under the impression that it was going to be a day transition into night, as it has been from season 1 to season 6. So a little different, but guys should have a fun time nonetheless.
Going to be fun to see. Let's go ahead and see your starting lineup here at Darlington Raceway ahead of the area Southern 500. On the bottom, remember, Dylan All is going to the rear, but James Scioli will be joining what would then be the 47, now the 3 on the front row. Your starting lineup presented by Central Mobile Homes, Inc. Jake Nichols, John Hall join us in row number 2. Jonathan Evans, he's going to the rear with Justin Oplinger hanging out in that 3rd row. Vera Polimis and Philip Kroner back in row number 4 as the field gets rolling. And in 2 turns 1 and 2, Connor Okrezik and Frankie Barroso in row number 5. Row 6, Tanner Betha and Travis Beckner are locked in and ready to go. Row 7 has Michael Curran and Justin Anasogak ready to race with us. Row number 8 has Connor Horn, who has probably the most laps leading to this race at Darlington, let alone that in a Gen 6 with the e-ticket event. He has Seth Knoll waiting just alongside him. Lee Norton will be heading to the rear, but did qualify in the 9th row with Payne Howell just to his side. Josh Connell and Ricky Springer will be joining in row number 10, as row 11 has Tyler Nichols and Ben Pierce in row number 11. Pierce to the rear. Row 12 has Bailey Turner and Garrett Grant. Row 13 has Bryce Senesac and Max Service. Row 14 has Ed Robertson and Ryan Swan. Row 15, David Weishart in the number 29 has the Indianapolis winner in Logan Clampett. Row 16 has Patrick Moose and Adam Cabot. As row 17 has Brandon Bowie and Hayden Swank. Row 18, it's Shane Williamson and Blaze McKinney. As row 19 has Reese Schaefer and Kazan Yonashinu. Schaefer to the rear. Row 2 and Jeremy Miller in row 20 with Brett Bucari and Seth Berger in row 21. Hunter, if I'm not mistaken, Hunter only has a drive-through, not going to the rear.
Who was that again?
I said, I believe it's Dylan All. Dylan All does not have a drive-through. Dylan All has a drive-through, He's not going to the rear, though. He'll just have to do it within how many laps?
Should be within the first few.
Okay, good to know. Well, race fans, get ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because for 200 laps of action at Darlington Raceway, it's all live on the IDK Player YouTube channel for round number 7 of the Area Cup Series. James Scioli, the drive for 5, was alive and well. His 5th pole at this racetrack in his 5 attempts to win a Southern 500. The field works its way down off turn number 4 and into the restart zone. Let's do it for 200 laps as we light the fuse in the Area Southern 500. Took no time for Jake Nichols to take the race lead from the backstretch and into 3 and 4. His Toyota winds it up to lead lap 1. Scioli to second, Hall into third, jostling deeper in the field. Ricky Springer, Peyton Howell. All single filing out till it's toe-to-toe. Look out, Connor Horn. And Asogak has to drop back after the dance, and we'll see a new competitor to his inside at the 52 of Peyton Howell. Rush hour from Darlington Raceway, and on the bottom of your screen you see all the drivers that have come in with the drive-through penalty. Dylan Alt being one of them, who has won 2 times already this season. And they'll be all battling to see if they can get back on the lead lap, let alone to get the lucky dog. No stages with the Area Cup Series. All of it is clean and green unless there's an incident on track warranting a yellow. We got a spin off turn 4. Justin Anasogak, we saw him toe-to-toe earlier in the race with Connor Horn. Goes for a slide, no caution in his Dale Jr. 2010 throwback. We stay green. Now, some things to know, some schemes in this field have the number moved forward, and others have the number on the door area, allowing the creativity for drivers that who are electing to run the throwbacks. That's why you see Scioli almost with that hybrid. It's moved forward, but it's kind of not. And then you saw the 88 of Anna Sogak, where it was right smack on the door. We should ask the viewers down below, hey, what do you like more? The number on the door or the number moved forward? I've always been a fan of it on the door, but I've gotten so used to it being moved forward, it's almost having to get used to it again, seeing the number where it just once was. Bailey Turner, 25. Top side of Josh Cottle. And you gotta love that Lucky Duck logo you saw in the bottom left quarter panel. The Lucky Duck number 13. Cottle running his own pace, his own race, company ahead, company behind. He's really in the thick of a very busy part of this group. Deeper on, Logan Clampett underneath underneath Tyler Nichols with Bryce Senesac. Watching on most of the wheel-to-wheel action well outside of this top 10, working just 6 laps in, now 7 of the 200-lap event. Drivers to know, a lap down or maybe more. Jeremy Miller off the pace, 5 laps down. Tanner Betha, Blaze McKinney, Sam Brochu, Dylan Alt, and Philip Groner. 1 lap impending, leaving us with 36 drivers on the lead lap. Jake Nichols went up and took the race lead, decided to not look back. The only thing he could be looking at is that 3/10 of an advantage, as Scioli has not been able to maybe grasp into that lead. I say that, and on the left side of our screen, it went from a 3-3 to a 2-3 and a 10th advantage just through turns 1 and 2. Scioli looking to get back what he once had at the opening corner of the Area Southern 500. There's Travis Beckner in the 28 machine. Finds his way to the back end of Frankie Barroso. Justin Oplinger. John Hall, another Tony Stewart throwback. This to his 2016 Mobil 1 scheme. Stays well in front of the oncoming traffic. A little kiss of the wall for Barroso. And deeper on, he got Grant, Howell, Nichols, and Clampett. Wall trouble. Turn 2 and around goes Seth Knoll. Does not fully go for a loop. Keeps the car pointed in the right direction. We stay green. That's Adam Cabot that got a piece of him. Cabot continues after losing some positions on the track. Let's go ahead and watch back. So that's Nolan 1, left side of your screen. Cabot 17. Did Noel come down or did Cabot come up? And very lucky for that not to be a yellow. That's twice we've seen a spin. And usually with the Area Cup Series, the cautions are very strict because they're using the iRacing caution system. In this case, I'm going to watch back again. 2 spins off the racing surface, not deemed a yellow. And with that angle, it looked like Cabot maybe just drove through him. So we stay green, working lap 12 of 200. Hunter Sleppy was going around getting some information with the 609 Motorsports guys. Hunter, what are they saying?
Well, Jeremy Miller is actually in the Dominican Republic, so that explains why he couldn't talk to us when we tried to talk to him at the beginning of this one.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
That's awesome.
Even after me in for a loop, I was like, huh? It's like you're 6 in points, but I guess he's still on vacation. But yeah, looking through, there was a spin in the back with San Sogek on lap 2. Ricky Springer said that he didn't feel like he got into it that much. He didn't get any sort of incident point whatsoever. He still has a 0x, so he might think that it's net code. Just San Sogek, just saying that it's BS over the radio. What happened to him? So currently +1 incident point to the 51 of Springer, and that last one with Seth Knoll in the 17 car, I don't think that there was anything ruled on that yet. But a lot of guys quiet over the radio, and then guys are just more upset that their paint schemes don't match the proper lighting because it's a day race and not a night one.
Oh, so what do? They mess with the spec map to try to get it for the nighttime?
I believe so.
Interesting indeed. 15 laps in. Still a long way to go, Hunter. Thank you so much for those updates. You're watching the Area Cup Series live on the IDK Player YouTube channel. Fight for position. Beckner underneath Frankie Barroso. And Barroso this time gets put into the outside wall in the straightaway. Beckner sneaks on through, says thank you very much, and will hold on to the position now at hand. Beckner up the 5th. In view, Connor O'Kresick back to 7th. Michael Curran, Barrett Polimas, Ricky Springer, with Connell Clampett, and I believe that is Connor Horn hanging out in the 13th spot. Horn, a Jeff Gordon throwback, if I'm not mistaken, to 2007. Another Hendrick throwback just behind him. Bailey Turner running that 25. I want to say it's a Casey Kane throwback there with Tyler Nichols. And look at that back bumper. How about it? Look at the creativity. Johnny Bravo on the 25 machine. That's what you love about throwbacks. No matter how the race could go, right? It could be Jake Nichols dominating the entire 200-lap event. These drivers put so much time and creativity in their schemes from the designers. You almost just want to sit there and look at one. Tyler Nichols, if I was a virtual fan sitting into turn 1, I think I'd just be watching the 9. Grant Weishart toe-to-toe. And it'll switch up for position. Weishart will go to 16th. Peyton Howell. Bryce Senesac. And behind him, the Dogecoin machine of, well, I was going to say of Adam Cabot. That is not the case. Of Sam Brochu. In the 98, lined up nose to tail Cabot. Remember his fallback after incident. Cabot sits in the 20th position. To the viewers just filing on in, we say hello and welcome as it's rush hour from Darlington Raceway. You're watching the Area Cup Series live on the Idk Player YouTube channel. For the returning viewers that watched the e-ticket event last Friday, we're so glad to have you back. And what an event that was. Thank you to all that tuned in. Over 11,000 were in seating for the 29th e-ticket event. The 30th e-ticket event soon to come with the Indiana 500. Sign-ups will be out shortly. The only open wheel e-ticket of the 2025 season. Mostly single file, mostly green from Darlington Raceway. Hall goes to third, Opplinger, back to fourth. Beckner in fifth, Barroso in sixth, Connor O'Kresick riding around in the seventh position, has not been able to make a dent. We talked about Scioli, how at one point he just broke into that 2/10 range. This has been his lap for lap recently within the last four. So been hanging around the 6/10 range, really here and there. Hasn't really dropped out maybe until this lap, where he should in theory drop back to maybe a 7 and a 7.5 indeed. So Jake Nichols has the pace. These drivers early on talking about saving that right front. What can you do to keep that right front alive? Vera Polimas, haven't really spoke much about him. In the Matt Kenseth throwback, sitting in the 9th position. Ricky Springer. And the extra week off with the Area Cup Series has allowed these teams to get creative, try new paint schemes. And we hope to show off every single one at least once here tonight. Back in the field, it's still that conga line. There is a Dale Jr. throwback to the Baja Blast machine from 2015 with Patrick Moose. And who's creeping up through the field ever so slightly? That's Dylan All, who had to serve that drive-through penalty. All trying to find his way around Senesac. Has Payne Howland, the Kyle Busch pedigree throwback from, I believe, 2008. Sitting dead ahead of him. And the root of the action is sitting more towards the caboose of this lane, of this line. Osman Yoneshinu has a 71 on hand, part of the thumbnail. Brandon Bowie, no throwback for him, but does have the 54. It is not mandated to run a throwback with the Area Cup Series. That's why you have some schemes with a throwback, others not. Reese Schaefer said, my car's basically a throwback. No need to go ahead and adjust anything. And then Tanner Betha in that number 78 machine rolling around the speedway. The Martin Truex Jr. 2017 championship throwback. Most notably known as the 2017 championship car because of that green look from the splitter. From racing under a bubble to the spread out action in front, what can James Scioli do to catch down to Jake Nichols? We looked at the lap for lap earlier. Let's go ahead and check back in again. This is where Scioli should make some time back and somewhat could stop the bleeding just for about a lap or two, and does gain an advantage from lap 25 to lap 26. But currently still, it's all Jake Nichols up front trying to get Solar Flare their first win of 2025. The Area Cup Series wouldn't be anything without the sponsors, and we want to thank once again Central Mobile Homes for being the starting grid sponsor. Looking for a small or large home, a new shed, or a Triple Crown trailer? Look no further than Central Mobile Homes. They've been proudly serving Florida customers for 29 years with a plethora of small and large home floor plans, shed designs, and Triple Crown trailers available in LaBelle, Okeechobee, Cluson, Sebring. Head over to centralmobilehomeinc.com to get yours today. And also for all of our short track fans out there, we love calling it the southernmost track, and that being Hendry County Motorsports Park. Hendry County Motorsports Park is back. Join them Saturday, May 3rd to see the Top Gun sprints, mod lights, and more. Tickets are $20 for adults, and kids ages 5 and under are free. Bring the family to the track with the family pack of 4 at $25. Come see racing at the southernmost dirt track in America, located in Clewiston, Florida, off US Highway 27. Visit HendryRacing.com for more information. I'm telling you, go support your local short track. You're gonna be glad you did it. 30 laps in to this race. 171 laps to go. John Hall, the winner from Homestead Miami Speedway, has started to creep a little bit forward. He's up to that 3rd position. Matter of fact, he hasn't moved from the 3rd position since the start of this race. All 3s across the board for him. Just behind Hopplinger, he's been moving here and there, as low as 6, currently 4th. That's the highest he has been, and Travis Beckner has been the biggest mover of the race inside the top 5. From 12th to 5th, but has company behind him. Barroso, even as low as 10th. And Connor O'Kresick with a blink here and a blink there, sitting in the 7th position. Michael Curran, 13th, high as 8. Barrett Polimas, high as 7th, low as 9th. And Ricky Springer making up 10 spots in this race. At one point was as low as 20th, as high as 10th, and that is currently where he sits, no further than Logan Clampett, who has been one heck of a mover. 30th to 11th, and he should have an eyeball on maybe just grasping the top 10. Springer into the outside wall, and just when that sentence finished, Clampett finds his way into 10th. Confirmed he is the biggest mover of this race. You saw Elite Entertainment. How about you add some life to the party this spring with Elite Entertainment? Located in Bowling Springs, South Carolina, Elite Entertainment provides high-quality band production to entertain at any location, including karaoke, singo, music bingo, and more. Visit the link tree at Elite Entertainment LLC for all contact information, and check out the High Banks podcast. Just 2 blue-collar guys, Nick and Alex, talking about NASCAR and more. New episodes with area drivers coming soon, available on Spotify. Hunter Sluppy was hanging out with Solar Flare. Hunter, what do you got from us?
Williamson got caught up in a wreck with Buffet on the backstretch. Was trying to get some info from him, but looked like he might have lost it a little bit, had some help behind. Some other guys upset about each other over the radio. Cosby and the Shiwu and Bryce Senstek had a little run-in. Looking for who else. Really just guys fighting in the race car this early on. Trying to look at some paint schemes. I haven't really seen too many of them throughout the night, but like I said, anything Dale Jr. related, I'll always have a fun liking for that. But yeah, for the most part, guys, just trying to tone in and not get upset. However, there's a few guys who have not found that just yet.
You did see Bethea go around there in his Toyota. I'm surprised with these incidents. We haven't seen the caution. Usually iRacing's very strict with the caution system, but 3 incidents, no yellow, 165 laps to go.
Yeah, this track's a little weird when it comes to yellows coming out, where the boundary is. Usually on the front stretch it'll happen more so than the back stretch, but I'm shocked that we haven't seen the yellow yet. We've had a bunch of incidents and guys getting at each other. But yeah, for the most part, guys not too some guys not too happy about the lack of yellows, but it's a long race. I'm sure they'll come at some point.
164 laps to go. So interesting storylines coming on in. Incidents not resulting in a yellow. Left side of your screen, we've mostly shown the top 20. We'll continue to wind down from 11th on back. They'll separate the 21st on back, so you'll see the top 10 consistently as the rest of the field does come into view. Blaze McKinney a lap down. Philip Groner 1 lap down as well. The next one to go a lap is the Ryan Swan machine. There he is, the 20 rolling around the speedway, and just into view, there's Jake Nichols. Swan running in the 34th position. He's member Anna Sogak going around He also caught the outside retaining wall at some point since his spin, and Sogak running in the 33rd position. Ben Pierce running in the 65 car in the 32nd spot. There's Lee Norton in 85, battling for positions towards the deeper side of the field with Seth Berger and Hayden Swank. That's for 27th and 28th. Ed Robertson and Shane Williamson, the first two to drop out of this race. Leaving 40 drivers left to fend for themselves at the track that is just too tough to tame. Moroso, Connor O'Kresick, they've lined up as well. An action-packed night with the Area Cup Series here at Darlington Raceway. For the ones that listen to my broadcasting in person or on the sim, my next in-person broadcast will be this Friday and Saturday at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, the first Nashville broadcast of 2025 for myself, local racing on Friday. And then you got the North-South Super Late Model Challenge 100 to follow with the Music City 150. Polinas P6, O'Kresick P7. O'Kresick's got company underneath, and that will be Logan Clampett, Michael Curran. Curran look for a way around Connor O'Kresick's 14. Polimas, Clampett. Clampett underneath the 79. Barroso there with the 23. And Scioli has little by little been closing back into Jake Nichols. That's why we continue to look back and see. Look at the last 4 laps, bottom of your screen. Half a second the difference. John Hall, a rookie this year, came up through the Truck Series, won at Homestead Miami Speedway. He sits P3, 2 seconds back. What he's hoping for is Scioli and Nichols to go toe-to-toe. If that happens, it will naturally allow Hall to close the gap. And if they continue to fight lap after lap, that 2.5 second deficit could easily pull into 0.8 back, 1.5 seconds back, maybe 1 second and change at that. Oplinger, Polinas, and then there's Logan Clampett. What to do for Clampett, looking one end, looking the other. Top side of Polinas, he could get the switch in. Not going to happen. Polinas will go ahead and beat him down to turns 1 and 2. Hall has closed the gap. Scioli dropping back just a moment. As 155 laps are left on the board. Look at how far Dylan Hall has technically on the racetrack caught up. This is Connor Horn. He's sitting in 11th. This is Travis Mechner. He's sitting in 10th. Horn is a lap down. Matter of fact, he's not the only one that's sitting in that position. You got Philip Groner in the 11. Looks to the inside. These drivers attempting to unlap themselves in preparation for a possible caution. All underneath Beckner. There's Anna Sogak. Finding his way through. Seth Berger's on pit road. So final driver remaining on the lead lap. That is Justin Anasogak. When he went around, you see that dot now just getting into turn 3. And that would just happen to be your race leader, Jake Nichols. We said the pit time, I would say, in around 65 to 70 laps. So keep that in the back of your mind. I want to say thank you to everybody watching on. If you're enjoying the stream, feel free to drop a like. Go ahead and subscribe. I know most of you are coming over from that Alabama 500. Very grateful for that indeed. No enter night tomorrow night because I won't be in this apartment, moving into another complex. So with that, no enter night for this week. But the Indiana 500 and Indiana 500 qualifying will soon be announced. So be on the lookout for anything around that nature. Bailey Turner and Jonathan Evans. Evans 26, Turner 25. No change between both those machines, but there's still a fight to be held. For the 12th position. Turner drops back, Evans shoots forward, and a switch up for position puts Jonathan Evans into the 12th spot. Seth Knoll, remember his spin. Now going toe-to-toe there with Adam Cabot. I believe those two got into it a little bit earlier in the race, and Cabot wasn't going to be there to go ahead and fight for it. Caution is out, working 150 to go. Tyler Nichols slow to the inside part of the racetrack. And if you had to guess, he may be one of the incident or one of the drivers involved in that incident. Let's check back. He is riding around with Schaefer, Senesac. Senesac underneath, Nichols outside. Now it should have started in and around that front straightaway. Oh, Senesac just came up and hooked the 9 machine down the racetrack. Did not hit anything, but that was enough to warrant the yellow. Watch again. Carlo. The idea for Senesac was to get in line and didn't exactly work out. Pit road, it's wide open. Drivers coming in, drivers coming out. Jake Nichols finding his way out. Let's see if we can go ahead and hear from our pit reporter, Hunter Sleppy. Hunter?
Hello.
Update there with the solar flare guys.
Yeah, so Tyler Nichols was caught up in that yellow. I was talking to him about it. He said he didn't know if he came down a little bit or not, so I went and talked to Senesac. He said he got a little too close trying to sidetrack him, accidentally dumped him. Tyler Nichols said it's all good, but Bryce is a little upset because he's had a down kind of race so far, and especially the Casey Kane throwback, that's his favorite driver, so obviously didn't do that on purpose. He's just upset with himself right now. I was in, what chat was I in? I was in Solid Rock Group, I believe, or Powerhouse. It was one of the two when the yellow came out, and they were ecstatic that a yellow came out so that they could get new tires.
Wow. Heck yeah. Anyone else? What are they mentioning? Maybe about the car?
Very tight, hard to go, hard to pass. Usually the same old for Darlington, but guys are going to have new tires now, so it'll be some new beginnings for some.
Good to know. Restart. Getting ready to take place with 147 laps to go here from Darlington Raceway. It's been the Jake Nichols show up front. But don't look away. Scioli was closing the gap at some point during that run. This track will cool off as the race goes on with that sun setting. A lot of testing was in preparation for a night race, quickly being changed to an all-day race. 146 laps left on the board for the area Southern 500. Nichols shoots away. John Hall to second. Scioli back to third. Deeper in the field, it's 2x2. Polimas to the inside of Oplinger. Connor O'Kresick, top side of Curran. Curran underneath. Lined in with Connor Horn. Quickly, most of the field getting single file. John Hall. What a year he has had going to Homestead, claiming victory, running up front most of the season. He's just under 3/10 away from grabbing the top spot, but now has pressure from James Scioli. He could see Scioli in the mirror and just saw him to the left side of his car. There's Springer in 8th. Beckner still watching on from 7th. The sunny South Raceway 14 has the Hendry County Chevrolet breathing down the back. Brandon Bowie, peek out of line. Should get Moose, or maybe not. Payne Howell just parked it on the nose, and Moose runs the long way around to claim position on the Toyota to the inside. Deeper on, Seth Knoll, Logan Clampett, Reese Schaefer. Schaefer doing what he can. No pressure from Scioli. John Hall, there he is. Having Oplinger just behind him. Barrett Polimas. What a run for Polimas today. Has not been outside the top 10 and consistently getting better round after round. Lucky number 7, that's where he is. And that's what he's racing, should we say, in lucky round number 7, but up inside the top 10. The consistency has been good. Now can he peak at the right moment? All in 3rd. Oplinger in 4th. Bowie peaking underneath Jonathan Evans. And then there's Horn. The feistiness of Connor Horn. Top side of Beckner. Oh, he's got him. Pulling toe-to-toe with the 28. So Horn up to 8th. Beckner back in position. There's James Scioli. 28 back, John Hall, Oplinger, Barrett Polimas, Connor O'Kresick. Travis Beckner holding on with Curran just in behind him. Bailey Turner back in the 11th position. Two and a half tenths between the top 2. Polimis to the outside. Bear Polimis up to the 4th position. Opplinger back to 5th. Connor Okrensic in 6th with Ricky Springer in the 7th spot. Scioli and Company. Watching, waiting, wondering what positions they'll be put in. Polimis underneath, allowing Opplinger to go around the outside. 134 laps to go when they get back to the line, and Jake Nichols has led them all. You're watching the Area Cup Series live on the IDK Player YouTube channel. We want to say thank you to the sponsors that have made everything possible. How about rickshotsauce.com? Head over to rickshotsauce.com for some of the best hot sauces made locally in South Florida. Try, and I'm always going to get this name wrong, and I can't wait for me to not absolutely screw it up, the Los Hachi. And I'm from South Florida. I should know these things, by the way. Apologies on that. Love Rick's hot sauce, by the way. The Golden Garlic, Palm Beach Pineapple, and South Beach Heat. I know what that is. Follow the Rick's Hot Sauce Rookie of the Year battle in the Area Cup Series and see which driver will take home a $100 prize as the highest finishing rookie in the point standings. Rick's Hot Sauce always on board with the number 20, Ryan Swan. Has the best looking scheme, what seems like week in and week out. Unfortunately, Ryan Swan is not going to be able to continue in this race, running in 38th and off the racing surface. 37 drivers left running, 35 on the lead lap. Blaze McKinney being the final one. So Dylan Alt did not get one of his laps back. Seth Berger is there. For the fans that have been watching some hockey tonight, we know playoff hockey is alive and well right now. Florida Panthers just besting the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I think that's very appropriate to say with most of the sponsors of the Area Cup Series being held in the great state of Florida. The Battle of Florida was on, and it was a good one just about maybe 10-15 minutes ago. Panthers down 2-1. Okrensic P6, he's got company. Connor Horn, little by little, has been working his way through this field. Lined up, single file. And it seems like Skyly just can't break through this invisible bubble, this air pocket that is at 3 to 6/10 range. We've been watching Horn move through the field as low as 15th, now as high as 7th. Okrensic, another one that really has not left that top 10. Now remember the fuel window, in or around 65 to 70 laps. But these drivers long term be thinking about that. We check in with Hunter Sluppy to find out. Hunter, another long green flag run that's projected right now, or is any team really thinking about fuel? And what's the opportunity for a fuel lottery knowing 65 to 70 laps is the window?
Not too much about fuel yet, other than Connor Okrensic complaining about his nutsack over the radio.
Oh.
He's in some discomfort right now, so that's about all that I can report on. And that Jake Nichols throwback made me sad because on this day in 2002, that was the exact paint scheme that Ken Schrader ran at Fontana, and knowing what Fontana is now made me sad. But I haven't talked about fuel for the most part. I'll try to get some more info on that.
10-4 indeed. Auto Club Speedway. Very much missed. Well, we're talking about John Hall making up time, making up speed at this point during the event. About 15 laps ago, not really at this point, because at this point he's starting to fall in the clutches to that of Bear Polimis, who has been on a roll. Remember that biggest mover of the race? Logan Clampett, well now he is back to the 15th position. Got as high as 6 at one point and has now half the positions gained from where he started and that being as low as the 30th place. Deeper in the field, Justin Anasogak not worried to go toe-to-toe. That's with Yonashinu in 71. Reese Schaefer in the 97, with Garrett Grant in the 5. Peyton Howe, Frankie Barroso, Lee Norton. Norton, the breast cancer awareness, 85. Had a deep cell ahead of him, that being Howe, Barroso, and that 98 that found his way through. Brett Punkari, you see him just behind. There's Sam Brochu. Brochu, excuse me, number 98, there he is on the speedway. Looking through, about a lap or two down. James Scioli, can he break that bubble? 2/10 the difference between him and Jake Nichols. Maybe so. He's got John Hall 6/10 behind, who was falling into the clutches of Polimas, but Polimas makes a mistake off turn 2, and Hall can breathe by just about a car length, maybe a car length and a half. We're at that point of the race where things are heated, they're fast, and they're hot. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, because we're going to go ahead and turn it up. Just got to see it on stream. There's Polimas to the outside of John Hall, quickly finding his way through. And Polimas, little by little, is starting to make himself a true contender in this race. Has not left the top 10, another one of those drivers. Lowest 9th, highest now a 3rd. Oh, he got turned! John Hall turns Barrett Polimas off turn 4. No caution as of this moment, and just when we mentioned him as a dark horse, there goes the running and all the track position the 79 had. Wow. Can you believe it? Barrett Polimas around. Got it backfired off the exit of the front straightaway. Watch again. Oh, man. And rear-ended the inside wall. I almost want to call netcode on it. But I mean, this is the second time we've seen a wreck just like that. Remember a little bit earlier that brought the caution out with Tyler Nichols. And a wild turn of events for a driver that was running oh so well. Watch again, Hall 03, the Tony Stewart throwback. Polimas 79, the Matt Kenza throwback. And we'll let you be the judge. There was definitely some air, but with that drone camera, with it panning across the track, if you slow it down, you can see ever so slightly the 79 looks to be getting hooked down with, I want to say, about half a foot left to work with. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to the admins. We don't make that judgment call. But man, oh man, just a heartbreak there for Barrett Polimas, who did not get the caution for it. 117 laps to go. We've seen one caution in this race. We're approaching the halfway point. And now the question is, where's John Hall? He drops back to 16th. What happened with Hall? I think his idea was to drop back with there not being a caution. Almost like the tap out rule. If you've ever been to a short track, put on those quarter miles, those drivers that say, hey, that was on me, they'll cross the front stretch, they'll tap on the roof of their car, indicating to race control, hey, that's on me. Very, very reminiscent of that. Just another tough situation. Hunter Sleppy, what do you got for us after that incident?
Sorry, Barrett Polimas not too happy about it. That's about it. They were talking about fuel preservation mode. Some guys are doing that, some guys are not. Payne Howell didn't realize that there were 20-gallon tanks and not 18-gallon tanks. They were saving fuel for no reason, as he claimed on the radio. But yeah, Polimas not too happy about it, other than the fact that he's got no damage. He's okay. Went back to Solid Rock to see what John Hall had to say. There was not a word said in that chat, so some differing opinions on that. But some guys are doing fuel strategy, some guys are not. It's going to be difficult for Jake Nichols to do so from the lead. He even said that himself, but guys are trying to do all they can before they make another round of pit stops.
Interesting show up, show out situation. I gotta ask you, did you see the replay on what happened between the 79 and the 03?
Yeah, it looked like the 03 got into 79. This perspective is what showing some +2 to the points. Very interesting live shot to be on that as that happened. So fun there, but yeah, +2 to the 03 for that incident.
Good deal there. So grateful for Hunter Sleppy getting us all the information needed for this broadcast to happen, this in-depth story outlook that we get to have. Krensic and Connor Horn, that's how they line up, heading back to turns 3 and 4. Krensic in the 5th position, Horn in 4th. We'll come to the line with 111 laps to go. Horn P4. Oplinger P3. And that single file train, it is. It was very spread out earlier in this event, but now they've all crunched well back together. Let's talk about the lap times here. Jake Nichols dropped to 32 after his best being a 29.3. James Scioli at 32 after his best being a 29.4. And Justin Oplinger to round out the top 3 at 33 with his best being a very high 29.393. So the field bunches up. Rochu underneath looking to get one of his laps back. As Springer, he eyeballed the inside of Travis Beckner. Catches the wall just for the time, and Logan Clampen, remember when he was back in 15th? Maybe he was saving that right front tire because he's up to the 7th position. Good Clampen being dark horse with just over half the racing, or should I say just over half the race still remaining. Beckner P6, has it moved? Okrezik snuck in 5th and now trying to ice his way around the Connor Horn 67. $17.10, that's what it was, down to 20. And James Scioli is not out of the hunt just yet. If you go on pole 5 times at this racetrack, you're due for a win at some point. The only problem is, no one has passed Jake Nichols. He has led every single lap of this race. Okay, they're going to miss him with one because of pit road, most likely. So minus the fact that when they came to pit road and possibly where his pit stall was, didn't go ahead and lead every lap. James Scioli, on the other hand, 0 for 95 after starting on the pole. Connor O'Kresick. We're going to see what they can muster up. Lap machine in between the 28 and the 14. And a look underneath. So 104 laps to go from Darlington Raceway. Jake Nichols has led them all. Scioli, Opplinger, Connor Horn, and Connor O'Kresick are well in the thick of it. You see Clampett toe-to-toe with Beckner. As they dice their way through this field. Clampett wide towards the outside wall. Opplinger in third, Connor Horn in fourth. James Scioli in the second position with Jake Nichols leading. $102 to go. '87. That should be Blaze McKinney trying to get one of his laps back. We have Michael Curran showing on from the 8th spot. Comers and goers working lap 100. Or should we say 100 laps complete when they get around this time by. Here comes a move as Brochu says thank you very much. Goes underneath Jake Nichols, and James Scioli may be able to pounce. Back to the gas first goes Scioli in 7. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to halfway in the area Southern 500. Clamp it up to 6. Keep that in mind. Highest running Lucky Duck driver. Looking one way, looking the other. There's Clampett, Connor Horn. Blaze McKinney on fresher tires. We're going to see if he can unlap himself. So on the top 20 for the longest on the left side of your screen. An update here, 32 drivers left on the lead lap. McKinney is 2 laps down, having the opportunity to just go down 1. But James Scioli is there and does not want to run away. Jake Nichols will now have to do everything he can to keep the 7 at bay. Look at the long shot. With all the drivers in view, you see the battle for the lead. You see the battle for third. You see the battle with Beckner. He's with Connor Horn. No, nearly squeezed the 67 into the outside wall. 96 laps to go, and Beckner has locked the position he needed. Scioli yields just about half a second to the Jake Nichols machine. Clampett is up to 5th. And you see Lucky Duck down in the live chat below saying, cue the Jaws music. I would say so. Look at the bottom of your screen. Lois was 30th at one point, is up to 5th. Now let's look at these lap times. Just a consistent growth. And this information had to have gone to James at some point. Hunter Sleppy with information. I'll tell you this. Logan Clampett is on the move. What's the update?
Was just back in Bowie Silver Sim Racing when the 23 of Bowie for my Brandon Bowie got dumped a little bit, but he made a nice save. He's just annoyed that we run over each other and there's no yellow for it, but we're halfway through. Some guys are making their way down the pit road. Others are just trying to run the field dry and go from there. Just finding handling race cars for the most part.
A lot of information going around. Long green flag runs. You get to hear what every single team says, what's going on. And for this case, we can't continue to not stop looking at James Scioli, who hasn't led a single lap this race, but has been the closest to besting Jake Nichols under the green flag conditions. Oprezic's got company on both ends of them, really. Hunter, we gotta be close to those green flag pit stops.
Yeah, I'll try to get some more info on these guys.
More info needed indeed. Very grateful for Hunter and what he's doing. You can hear these drivers well out of the throttle. Kind of just teetering on it. Oplinger in the 3rd position. Okrezik in 4th. Can Logan Clampett find his way through the minefield? Okrezik looking top. Clampett underneath Blaze McKinney. Easy in, easy out, and he's looking to become the 2nd repeat winner of 2025. The only driver that's done it once, or should we say, the only driver that's technically done it more than once, that being Dylan Hall. Remember, Clampett went to victory lane at Indianapolis. Back. 27 back with 90 laps to go. All got the win at New Hampshire and Watkins Glen. The drivers sitting 1, 2, 3, 4 have yet to win this year. And all eyes just sitting and waiting to see if this thing's going to shuffle up. It's crazy to think that Nichols has led every lap of this race because he really has not had a masterful lead. It hasn't been a clinic. Oprezzik. Under Oplinger. A look here, a look there. Really a look any which way. James Scioli with Oplinger in third, with Okrensic in fourth. Travis Beckner back to sixth. Scioli's chance P2, but still is trying to make up ground. It's that bubble effect, very tough to get close to the car in front, including if Nichols isn't going to make a mistake. .85 to go this time by. There's the shuffle. Clamp it underneath Okrensic. No, had to bail out of the throttle. Connor Okrensic can hold on to the spot he has. Trying it again. As badly as Okrensic wants to catch Oplinger, he has to worry about the driver just sitting behind him.
John, coming in through pit road, guys are going to be coming out in about the next 10 laps or so, around 125 to 135.
125 to 135. Who do we think is going to bite first? Is that coming from Solar Flare? Is that coming from Solid Rock?
Well, Jake Nichols said that he'll be the first of his group to pit, just because he's been leading, that he'll have to save some on this next run. David Weisshart's already made an interesting strategy. He pitted already. He needs everyone to pit, and then for Yellow to come out about 10 laps after most of the guys have pit. So he's working on a little strategy to try to get some track position.
Is Nichols good to the end, or is this going to be a fuel lottery?
Might be a fuel lottery for him. He will have to save a little bit. Don't know exactly how much, but he'll be in the catbird seat nonetheless.
Wow. All right, something to know. Big update there from Hunter Sleppy, and I believe that's why you don't see Scioli making that run. That's why you don't see Nichols pulling away. Fuel saving mode from Darlington Raceway. Clamp it up the fourth. Found his way around Okrensic. Seth Knoll, what a comeback. To the sixth position, finds his way around Travis Beckner. Clamp it to fourth, Oplinger to third, Scioli to second. And the laps continue to tick off. 81 laps to go in this event. Let's just talk about Seth Knoll. From a loop to not going a lap down to then having to fight his way back through the herd to now in contention for the win. Under a second, the top six sit in the Conga line. And is it foolish to go for position right now, knowing that you're going to have to pit, maybe that you have to save fuel just to get to that next checkpoint to hopefully make it to the checker flag on a one stop? Here's Clamp it. Underneath Oplinger. Couldn't finish. Lap time fall off, a second and a half. Clamp it P4. Oplinger P3. Okrensic loses the spot to Seth Knoll, and it's a Solar Flare 1-2-5. This is their best odds of going to victory lane. Clamp it catches the wall off turn 2. Scioli Lap traffic, Tyler Nichols to the right side of him. Seth Knoll again. Does he make a move on Logan Clampett? Does Clampett make a move? Clampett's in the wall. Couldn't find his way around Opplinger. Here comes Seth Knoll with a charge off turn 4. But couldn't just hang on the quarter panel. Mounds up a charge. Clampett a look. Is he coming to pit road? Yes, he is. And the first to bite of the Big Six. And you start wondering and playing the same game their crew chiefs are doing, their team are doing. Okay, whose strategy is going to work? Undercut, overcut, you could call it that long pit, short pit. And we'll keep an eye on the provisional lead as time goes on. Seth Knoll in third, Scioli in second. Scioli can just taste the race lead. He was oh so close to the M&M's Toyota in front of him. 2 cautions, that's about it. Lee Noren came to pit road very early. Now finds his way around Scioli. Jake Nichols will come to pit road. Needs to not make a mistake. He's going to bring others. He brings Opplinger, Okresic, Cabot, and even that of Michael Curran. That's a short pit. Can Scioli going out just a lap longer, or maybe 2 laps longer, make the difference? Seth Knoll in second. .72 to go. And it's now half a second the difference between the top 2. Couple more coming in. Seth Knoll, there he is. Into his pit stall, or should we say into the entrance of pit road before coming to the pit stall. Same with Peyton Howell. Howell is in from third. Hayden Swink. He's in the 70. Justin Anasogak is in. James Scioli. The long pit of the race. And in 71 laps, we'll see if it works. Cannot make a mistake, watch him come in. Can't speed, don't think he did. David Weishart. He can get back around, will take the race lead. There's Seth Knoll, he's still coming to pit road. Provisionally, this puts Logan Clampett to the race lead. He finds his way, yes, around the Jake Nichols 73. And that's because of the short pit and how the short pit worked. The question will be tire wear. And what kind of compound is being used here in iRacing? Will it produce more tire wear, less tire wear? We didn't see any tire wear at Watkins Glen. And there's Clampett. Running around in the third position, lap traffic. Dead ahead of him, you see Anasogak. There's Nichols. There's Knoll. And there's Scioli, the farthest back he's been all race. He's back in 12th. Yes, time still left to make up all that hollow ground. But boys, you're gonna have to be quick. 2:69 to go. There's Evans. 26, Patrick Moose, Philip Groner, Frankie Barroso, Bailey Turner, Travis Beckner and Weishart. They still have yet to pit and nearly got collected down the boring backstretch. So provisional race leader, Logan Clampett. And they all cycle out. Has a strategy that most are expecting to work out in their favor. Same with Nichols, same with Hopplinger. John Hall back there, just ever so slightly taking a peek. .66 to go. Weishart 2 seconds. Clampett in around 3 seconds. This is a 46-lap stint for David Weishart. This is a 15-lap stint for Travis Beckner. That means Beckner has 5 laps older on tires than that of Logan Clampett. Clampett easily able to find his way around Weishart. And then there's Jake Nichols. 8-lap stint compared to Logan Clampett's 11. So the strategy everyone's expecting to win that is on danger close is Clampett. The safe strategy, and when things cycle out, projected for Jake Nichols to most likely overtake Clampett unless something happens like a caution. Justin Hopplinger, about a 9-lap stint as well. How far down do we have to go to James Scioli? He's on 6 laps of his tires. Scioli, 29.254. That's his best time. Just ran a 29.4 compared to the last of David Weishart. Let's go ahead and check that again for Scioli. No, last thing he ran was a 29.293 with his best lap coming recently at 29.254. Clampett just ran a 29.424. Okay, a lot of things to update on as this race goes on. Hunter Slumpy, what are they saying?
Well, Weishart is getting a yellow between now and lap 140. Scioli stayed out a little bit too long. Travis Beckner is trying to save fuel. He said he's about 6 laps short. He's trying to make it. Everybody else just trying to make it to the finish. Some guys hoping for a yellow, and then some guys just hoping this race goes green to the end, like Jake Nichols.
Does Nichols believe he can catch the drivers in front of him?
Oh, 100%. He said more so it's about fuel, and that this run's different because he's in draft compared to just being the leader and getting stuck in lap car dirty air. But yeah, for the most part, pretty confident in that 73. And then, like I mentioned, the 7 of Scioli, he stayed out a bit too long, lost some of his jack position. It'll be interesting to try to see if he can make up that ground.
All right, good to know. 61 laps to go. There's Logan Clampett, who will take the race leader on the outside of Travis Beckner. So the Lucky Duck team can smile for now. There's just one issue. 60 laps to go, and Nichols very confident on catching. Let's look at the lap time of Jake Nichols in the next 4 laps, and we'll see how that compares to Logan Clampett. Right now, Clampett just ran a 29.3. Nichols dropped a 29.9. He got caught up trying to fight his way through some possible traffic. Clampett just dropped down to 29.470. Jake Nichols to the line and 29.5. So, okay, at least as of recently, Clampett has not exactly been pulling away heavy, but Nichols hasn't exactly been closing the gap. Opplinger, 29.6. Weishart, 38. That's all in the most recent laps for James Scioli. Was that long pit too long? Because he is stuck behind heavy traffic. 17 of Cabot and Seth Knoll. They have gone into each other before already in this race. Feels like a century ago. But yes, they did already have some type of run-in. And this is going to box in the 7 machine. Scioli around Cabot. Cabot, great save off too. Connor Horn has Curran watching on in that 24 machine. .57 to go. I've been watching the lap times out of Jake Nichols. Unless he's saving still for that long term, but right now there is no consistent closing in of that of Logan Clampett. Clampett dropped to 29.7, so they're in saving mode. Nichols now at 29.5. I'm going to call it, if you haven't already, welcome to the fuel lottery version of the Area 500, where saving fuel is everything, at least as of this moment. It has been a treat. You've seen Victory Fuel, the logo on the left side of your screen, for quite some time. Celebrate tonight's win with Victory Fuel. Choose from their caffeine-free flavors like Throttle Punch, Purple Potion, or Lucky Lemon. Each can is packed with electrolytes charged with vitamins and kid-friendly. Get 10% off your order with code AREA iRacing at checkout. And we also have seen it multiple times. Shop.areairacing.com. Hey, race fans, head over to shop.areairacing.com for the high-quality merchandise at low prices. Shop from over 100 selections of t-shirts, hats, champion brand clothing, and more area accessories. Easy to shop, quicker to ship, better to wear. Shop.areairacing.com. What can you save if you can't save? Oh, look at John Hall out of the gas. Take a listen. Listen to the throttle inputs. Heading into turn 3, we just ever so slightly heard it at 1. Now, if you're in a commercial airline and you heard the engines just shut off like that, you'd be a little bit worried. But in this case, if you are a fan of a certain driver and you hear that they're saving and you know everyone else is doing the same thing, you may just get a little excited. Listen to Jake Nichols. His last time around was at 29.8. And he's saving a little bit differently. So John Hall is completely shutting the car off. Nichols is rolling that center extremely well. And then you got Logan Clampett. We'll listen to him. He was even shifting. Shifting it down and letting it coast. Nichols has Beckner to his inside and will now slot into the second position. Opplinger back to third. 51 laps to go in the Area Southern 500. And everyone is in fuel save mode. Left side of your screen, you continue to see the drivers shuffling through. We'll let you know who's out of this race. Sambrochu, Okrezik, Swan, Betha. With Williamson, Miller, and Robertson. Leaving 35 drivers still circulating the racetrack. Leaving 28 drivers on the lead lap. The most recent driver still on the lead lap, that is Reese Schaefer, 97. So 4 seconds of difference. You're going to see that pendulum swing a lot due to the lack of consistency with the fuel save mode. Now Nichols did save a lot earlier than Logan Clampett. And Clampett did come to pit road with the undercut, or should we say the short pit. So Nichols does have that advantage. The question is, We'll see exactly where Scioli is now. Does he have to say with how late he stayed out? Scioli's in 5th. He's about 8 seconds back, 4 seconds to Nichols. Listen to the inputs. No, he's just racing like he's been racing the entire time. So Scioli is not in fuel save mode. The rest of the drivers are. And the idea for him, make up lost ground and don't worry about that monitor. He just dropped a 29.6. And if it is fuel save mode, it's not a lot compared to the 29.9s and the 29.8s. And I would say 30-second lap times that some of these drivers in front of him are hitting. Travis Beckner just dropped a 35.06. So Scioli and company are, I would say, very confident with how things are running, but I think the only person that may truly know about that is our pit reporter. If we can't find Hunter Sleppy, we've been having to use him a lot tonight. We are very glad to go ahead and do so. Maybe Scioli's just a little bit down. 29.8. Having to get his way around Beckner. Beckner originally went to the inside to avoid having Sleppy go top way around. And he is up into 4th. This top 4 has been elite. Scioli, Opplinger, Nichols, and Clampett. Before the cycle, Nichols led every single lap. But after, it's all Logan Clampett leading. 45 to go. Run into the corner. Logan Clampett way up the racetrack. Trying to get something to work. There's Jake Nichols in 2nd. Opplinger in 3rd. Scioli. And he's under 8 seconds back. He is closing that gap. The question is, when do these drivers hit that loud pedal? What if a caution comes out? We haven't even spoke about a caution in quite some time. Hunter's been hanging out with Triforce to get to hear with them. Hunter, what's the fuel saving option like?
Well, that's out the window for Weishart. I believe he made his pit stop a while back. I think Travis Beckner is still trying to save fuel. I think he's about 4 laps short now. The real question is whether the 73 can run down to 42 because he has Opplinger and tailing him from behind. Scioli's made up a good bit of ground. He's all the way back up to 4th. Still about 4.5 or 3.5 seconds, I should say, behind 73 and the 55. Most of the guys are just minding their P's and Q's except for those in the back. They want a yellow to come out, spice things up. Could see some different strategy calls to be made at that point, but for the most part, everybody just minding their business and just trying to make it to the end.
There's 41, I believe now soon, 40 laps to go in this race. Is Clampett and Nichols saving? We saw earlier they were, and now the lap times have dropped back down to a 30-second range. Are they done with it?
I'm not sure. I was about to go ask Jake. Give me another minute on that.
10-4 on that. So still the unknowns with the top 2. Opplinger back there in 3rd, almost running around in no man's land. Scioli, let's look at his lap for lap compared to the race leader ahead. Consistent growth. Now let's look at Jake Nichols. The teeters. 1 second he's gaining, 1 second he's not. He just actually cracked a 3.7 after crossing the line. Maybe because Logan Clampett has company ahead. No, actually not that at all. May have just been a mistake. So Nichols should seriously net gain on this lap unless his Achilles heel is losing it off turn 4. He drives it so much harder into turn 1. And they're saying last time by was a 4-2, so there may be a little bit off with our timing and scoring system. So left side of your screen, 3-9 the difference, 3-8 the difference between the top 2. Scioli is running in 7th, Knoll is running in 5th, Curran is running in 6th, with Hall in 7th, Cabot in 8th, Moose in 9th, and Connor Horn back to 10th. We really haven't been checking in on the drivers deeper in the field. Here's Cottle, Yonashinu, Brandon Bowie, and now Barrett Polimas, who went for a loop, did not have a caution thrown for it. .36 remaining. And Nichols has not caught Logan Clampett. Norton catching the outside one, the 85. Starting to close that gap somewhat now. Have the tides turned for the top 2. And this time he was under 4 seconds when he got to the line.
Just talking to Logan Clampett, he said he's about 2 laps short, really hasn't been doing much fuel saving. As for Jake Nichols, he's good to go.
Oh,
and
man.
They'll all be about track position now, just working his way through lap traffic.
So 3.5 seconds separate the top 2. Logan Clampett has not been saving, and Jake Nichols is probably just licking his chops right now going, oh yeah. Cannot believe it.
Clampett only 2 laps short.
Only 2.
Only 2.
Can he save that with 34 to go and not lose 3 seconds? That's 3 seconds.
He's got enough time.
All right, we're going to see this one. Wow. Things to note, which is why you don't always want to root for cautions in races, whether it's sim racing or in person, because of stuff like this. Can Nichols go the distance? Indeed, he can, but can he go the distance and claim victory? Or Logan Clampett, that's so safe for just 2 more laps. And there he is, Clampett, we believe, saving now with 34 that time by. Here's Scioli. Deeper on. Into view off turn 4. 5 seconds back, 2 seconds give or take to that of Jake Nichols. And right now, the goal right now for Scioli has got to be Nichols, Clampett, side by side, fight the good fight. Let's get around Opplinger quickly, and if those two can consistently stay toe-to-toe with the closing laps of this race, in theory, should have a shot of lucky number 7 finding victory lane. .31 to go. Scioli underneath, Opplinger, can he find a way through? No, he can't. And Nichols is on his horse, 2.5 seconds, just over that is. 30 to go. Whoa, Norton just in the wall in front of the driver sitting 3rd and 4th, and Scioli can take full advantage. But Opplinger's going to get the run off turn 4, and this is not what the 7 wanted to see, side by side with an opponent, with the 2 leaders in front of him, still left to be hunted down. Well, he's going to have to do something here quick. Opplinger on the wall. Scioli advantage to turn 3. Just wants to shut the door, wants the 55 to have no opportunity off 4. James Scioli now 5.5 seconds back to Logan Clampett. 3 seconds back to Jake Nichols, and can set sail once again. Now 28 to go. He needs Jake Nichols to catch Logan Clampett, which he should do. Clampett ran a 35. Nichols ran a 32. There's 27 laps to go. And the momentum, the current, is in really shape with the 73. Clampett's hand is going to be thrown and is going to be forced to really stick side by side with the 73. A lap and a half. That's really all Scioli needs. And then hopeful if Clampett hasn't saved enough to allow the 7 by, to then it being the 7 versus the 73 for the win. That's just a mindset now of the 7 team. This is a mindset for Jake Nichols. We're P2. We know 3rd could still be a threat. Get around Clampett. Don't give him the opportunity to defend. Get around quickly, swiftly, and leave him in the dust. The idea for Clampett, if you haven't saved enough already, you're going to have to block like heck to keep that 73 behind you. 25 to go. Second and change. Clampett 42, Nichols 73. Scioli 3.5 seconds back, 2 seconds, 2.5 to Jake Nichols. And Scioli ran a faster lap out of the top 3. .24 to go. And a Sogak. Oh, he's all over the back end of Logan Clampett. And this could be good for Nichols. If Anis Sogak forces a toe-to-toe, Nichols can use the 88 as a pick. Look at the speed difference. Anis Sogak underneath Logan Clampett. Here comes Nichols in 73. He's there. Clampett forced to be held up. Nichols a peek underneath. And the Scioli team is saying, okay, he's there. So all the momentum is being impended. Go like hell. That's what needs to happen for the 7 time trials, the next 22 laps. And just hope Clampett can defend off your own teammate sitting in the catbird position. Nichols again, this time underneath Anis Sogak. Can't do much with it. Jake Nichols. Top shelf contact. Race leader in the lap machine. And Nichols follows in the tracks of the 88. Clampett having to worry about the lap machine and worry about the driver trying to take the race lead. Scioli under 2 seconds back. Heavy heave to turn 3. And how did the lucky Dark 42 hold off the 73? In that moment, that was treacherous racing. Here's Jake Nichols. Now, did he show the full deck there? Or is there maybe still an ace up the sleeve? 19 to go. Scioli a 1.5 seconds back. Has hit the jets and set forward to the top 2 in front of him. He's soon to be in the airspace of the 2 machines he'll be fighting for the win with. And this is what he still needs to see, lap after lap. He would love side by side, but clearly Clampett is holding up Nichols. The question still wondering, did Logan Clampett save enough fuel? What a race we have here at Darlington. With 18 laps to go in the area Southern 500, it's Nichols who's led the most laps versus Clampett, who's short pitted under green flag conditions. He keeps biting underneath, that being Nichols in 73. But Clampett can still play it well to the center. Lucky Duck versus Solar Flare, Chevrolet versus Toyota. 9-10 separate with 17 laps to go. Scioli around Anasogak. Next two drivers in front of him. The ones he can fight and challenge for the race win. Clampett sideways. Off the nose of Jake Nichols. 16 to go. Lap traffic to 70. That is a Lucky Duck machine. What do you do if you're Hayden Swank? Pulls to the inside. And man, Nichols is so good. The center of 3 and 4. But his momentum just gets blocked off. The way Clampett is able to defend. He has to run where the 42's not going to be. A whole lot easier said than done at Darlington Raceway. But in this case, Clampett, so good at betting on himself on where the 73 wants to run. Either inches off the wall or dotting the inside white line. Nichols inside. Clampett shuts the door. And James Scioli under a second. He's in the airspace of the top two. Clampett in the wall. Nichols the advantage. Can he clear to turn 1? He's got him. Clampett doesn't lift. Momentum into 1 and 2. This could be the decider. Jake Nichols clears Logan Clampett by a car length and a half. But James Scioli is there and is still not out of this race. And if Clampett didn't save enough, does he allow Scioli by? Scioli running faster lap times than Jake Nichols, a 10th faster at that. Here's the lunge. Gets under the Lucky Duck 42. Clampett won't defend, and we still have a dogfight as Nichols gets in the fence on turn 4. Sticks on the board. 11 to go in the area Southern 500. Lap traffic, Senesac will pull to the inside. Jake Nichols forced to run toe-to-toe just at a moment's notice. And what makes long races exciting, this right here. This is a culmination of everything that is transcribed for the first 190 or so laps. From the cautions you didn't expect, from the green flag pit stops, we're down to 2. There's James Scioli, 5 attempts at winning at Darlington, 5 pulls made in the Area Cup Series from this racetrack. Victory lane seen? None. At least up to this moment with 9 laps to go. Then there's Jake Nichols. Hunter Sleppy, what do you got?
Sorry, John. Logan Clampett's still about 3/4 of a lap short.
And he's back to third. He's going to continue to fall. It's down to the Silver Flare machine sitting 1-2. Great update from our pit reporter, Hunter Sleppy. You come to 8 to go. 6:10 separate. Lap time red this time by Jake Nichols, 33.97. Scioli, 33.68. Trouble, spin. May have been a lap machine just in front of the leader. Was that Reese Schaefer? It was. And no caution for it. Watch back. Man, that could have been hairy. He was racing with Brandon Bowie. Oh, man. And iRacing's been very lenient on cautions today, which has actually given us amazing strategy calls out of multiple different machines. But with 7 laps to go, that 73 is pulling away. 6 to go. Seth Berger underneath, no worry. 7/10 the top 2. Gap continuing to foil, now 9/10. 5 to go for Jake Nichols. What a race it has been. Lap sled tonight, up to this moment, 135 of 196. From the underdog win of Bailey Turner at Daytona to the rookie win at Homestead Miami Speedway for John Hall, New Hampshire saw Alt go to victory lane, then Clampett, then Alt again, and Peyton Howell. What is interesting about the first 6 races, Solar Flare, who was so dominant at Daytona in the early portions of that race and looked to be a dominant force heading into the season, have not won up to this very moment. Coming to 3 laps to go, they sit 1, 2, 3 with Seth Knoll moving into the 3rd position. Lap traffic, toe-to-toe, multiple machines in front of Jake Nichols. It's going to be a minefield, and it may be just the last breath James Scioli needs to maybe make a run at this win. Brett Puncari, 35. Travis Beckner, 28. 2 to go. Puncari gets up out of the way. The other 3 machines do the same. This is for position. Payne Howe into the outside wall. Nichols forced out of the gas. Scioli 6/10 back. Then get through. Scioli to the bottom. Salamanca, 1 to go from Darlington Raceway. Seth Knoll just about moved into 2nd. What a comeback for the one who spun earlier in the event. Final time down the backstretch and head into turns 3 and 4. Jake Nichols looked to be a powerhouse early on. You wondered when he was going to go to victory lane. He said, in the longest race of the 2025 season, Jake Nichols claims victory in the Area Southern 500. James Scioli, Seth Knoll go 2nd and 3rd. Logan Clampett, P4. Michael Curran, the 5th. Patrick Moose in 6th. Adam Cabot in 7th. John Hall, 8th. Another great run for him. Opplinger and Connor Horn round out the top 10. Jake Nichols gets to burn it down for the first time this year. League Night in America, feeling victories all year long. Victory Fuel celebrates tonight's win with Victory Fuel. Choose from caffeine-free flavors like Throttle Punch, Purple Potion, or Lucky Lemon. Each can is packed with electrolytes, charged with vitamins, and kid-friendly. Get 10% off your order with code AREA iRacing at checkout. That is how it is done, and Jake Nichols will see victory lane. Let's go ahead and speak with your race winner, Nichols John Ramos. Solar Flare finally in victory lane.
Yes, sir. Let's go. I knew we were due. We were overdue as a team in general, but I love this track, and I think James and Seth, we all kind of mesh here really well. And I think when we all realized it was a day race yesterday, we were all super excited for it and knew we could go and win this race. And it was tight on fuel. I didn't want to ever give up the lead. Yeah, it would have put me in a better fuel spot, but I knew I could pace myself just good enough, and I had half a lap of fuel there. I'm actually out of fuel right now as we sit here on the front stretch.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't be much, but just enough in this JWR Race Cars Toyota. Beautiful car, and I'm glad we get to take it to victory lane.
Indeed. Long green flag run fuel strategy, was there ever a worry of the strategy call that you had compared to the drivers behind you, and at one point Logan Clampett in front of you?
A little bit. It was scary knowing Clampett had the lead. I kind of felt like, based on where I was on fuel, that he was short, but it is hard to pass, and I mean, we brawled. It was a good, clean battle. I finally got to his left rear and got him tight, which was perfect. And it was a little scary there with lap traffic late, but overall everyone kept it pretty clean considering they're all battling for position. But I don't know. I back and forth the strategy. I felt like it was a little nerve-wracking, but when I made it to the lap I did on the first run, I knew I could do it. I just needed to hold off James, and our super long run pace was just good enough. He started getting tight around the same time I did, and it worked out, thankfully.
Indeed. When it all came down, you went to victory lane. What do you want to say to the viewers back at home?
Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'm glad we could have a clean race. I mean, we had a few yellows, but nothing crazy. Some strategy play in there, but also some really tough racing, especially battle for the win with Logan there late, and James lurking, and even Seth and a few others just slowly gaining on us as we went. But hopefully everyone enjoyed the show, and hopefully this is the first of many for not only Solar Flare, but for myself this season. I really needed this one.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Let's go to James Scioli. 5 times, Scioli, you have raced at Darlington with the Area Cup Series. 5 poles, but this time you came up short of claiming victory. What else did you need?
Yeah, just I played the strategy that I wanted to, save fuel behind Jake there that whole time, and then just wanted to be able to go hard out of the pits, and I felt like I was able to do that, you know. Just had the freshest tires, was able to pass everybody, have clean air for most of the run. Just unfortunately, when Clampett needed to start saving again there, it just took all the dirty air off of Jake, and he was able to get the clean air back, and I just was never able to really get that close. Car really started kind of taking off tight there at the end. But overall, I mean, super happy with it. Solar Flare 1, 2, 3, nothing to complain about. We all had good speed. We usually do here. So, and a super clean race for 200 laps. I mean, that was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
It very much was a super clean race. These viewers, they stuck around. We saw some Scioli fans there in the live chat. What do you want to say to them?
Yeah, just want to say thanks everybody for watching, and especially thanks to you, John, for taking over the broadcast this year. You've done a fantastic job. Your broadcasts are always A+, so definitely give a huge shout out to you. Huge shout out to the whole Solar Flare team. All had some pretty good runs there. Like I said, you know, swept the podium. Glad I kind of called it at the beginning here. Didn't exactly say a Solar Flare win this week, but just knew we could do it at any given week. And then shout out to JWR Chassis and Drafty Car for being on the car as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for racing and the kind words. That's James Scioli. Jake, I got to pull you back in here for one moment. Eric W. wants to know your full iRacing name, so if you don't mind, say it in the live chat below. I think you're going to get a little bit of a present.
Oh, my full iRacing name? Just Jake Nichols, just the Jake, and then Nichols.
Is there a number at the end?
No, it's just straight up.
Eric W. I think you're going to go ahead and get a present. Eric W. has been a long-term supporter of my in-person broadcasting in this iRacing side, so Jake Nichols, how about that? A little bit more to bargain with. How about it? Hunter Slebby got one more on the podium, and it's an all-solar flare. Seth Knoll, great comeback from the incident earlier with Adam Cabot to then find yourself in that third position. So I'm just going to say it. Where the heck did you come from?
You know, we had really good long run, but it took us 40 or 50 laps to get there. So when we got spun by Cabot, it just took us all night to get back to where we needed to be, but able to get there with the teammates, have a little brawl with James there the last couple laps, and put on a good show, hopefully for the boys watching, and Solar Player 1, 2, 3, baby.
Heck yeah, my man. At one point, you also went back toe-to-toe with Cabot. Were you frustrated with him at all?
I mean, yeah, it's bad racing on lap 10 to be grabbing the last inch of a left rear on the exit of turn 2 at Darlington. Like, that's just a big no-no. And it cost both of us a ton of time. Hopefully, he's learned something from it. I never heard a word from him, so we'll never know. But able to come back and get the finish we felt like we deserved.
Congratulations on your strong run.
All right, appreciate you, boys.
Hunter Slepper, we're going to go through the finishing results, and then it'll be final thoughts from you. So let's run it all down. Jake Nichols, James Scioli, Seth Knoll go 1, 2, 3, and it's a Toyota top 3 as well. Chevrolets fill up the rest of the boards with Logan Clampett, Michael Curran, Patrick Moose, Adam Cabot, John Hall, Justin Opplinger, and Connor Horn being the top 10. Barrett Polimas battled back from 11th after his spin. Bailey Turner, Cosmin Yoshinu, Jonathan Evans, Frankie Barroso, Travis Beckner, Brandon Bowie, Philip Groner, Max Service, and Peyton Howell make up the top 20. Brett Punkari, Bryce Senesac, Justin Anasogak with Josh Cottle, Hayden Swank, Reese Schaefer, David Weishart, Ricky Springer, Lee Noren, and Tyler Nichols wound out that top 30. You see them multiple laps down, left side, right side of your screen. Dylan Alt, 2 laps down, not able to go ahead and have the run he expected. Blaze McKinney, Ben Pierce, Garrett Grant, Seth Berger, and the ones that did not finish, Sam Brochu with Connor Okrezik, Ryan Swan, Tanner Betha, and, excuse me, I believe it's now Betha, if I'm not mistaken. I've been told multiple. Hunter, which one is it by chance, so I can go ahead and continue to correct myself?
I'm pretty sure it's Bethea. I
Bethea.
can actually I think I can double check that for you if he's still here, which I don't think he is. But yeah, fun weekend overall. Fun off week, I should say. Then fun race here tonight. Had 150, well, actually not 150, but it was over 140 lap stint run to the finish. That's the longest we've had at this track since season 1, and that's when the whole 200 laps went green to the end. And then Jake Nichols took the lead with about 14 to go, so that's less than average on that, but only 1 yellow. Surprising as of that, though also the least since season 1. And said it from the beginning, felt like Jake Nichols was going to get on the right foot of things, and seemed like he did just that. So and Solar Flare Racing as well. I mean, we talked about it in the pre-race. Those guys were sitting 3rd, 4th, 5th in the point standings, all with 0 wins to their names. It felt like at some point had to be either Knoll, Nichols, or Scioli. They've been fast week in and week out. They really haven't had that many finishes inside the top 5 to show for it, but tonight they put everybody back on notice about what Solar Flare Racing's all about.
Indeed. Shane Williamson finished 40th with, if I'm not mistaken, Jeremy Miller and Ed Robertson, the top 42. We're back next week, and are you excited? Because we're going to Chicagoland with the next gen, which in theory should probably be the best kart track combo in the regular season.
Yeah, that's usually a fun show at Chicagoland. I'm looking forward to that. Some guys are looking forward to a different racetrack other than Darlington just because of how aggressive and how tough it is to race on. So mile and a half is going to be a good refresher for some of those guys.
And be fun to see. Race fans, we can see you next Monday, as that will actually be the next stream on this YouTube channel. In-person broadcast for myself this Friday, this Saturday, and I'm moving tomorrow, so unfortunately no stream tomorrow at that. I am John Ramos. You can listen to my in-person broadcast live on Racing America and Track TV, saying so long from Round 7 of the Area Cup Series, the Area Southern 500.